Hello, this is Pete Ellison with Show Operations, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a portal page for your clients. Now, this page is a little tricky to set up, but once we get through it, then you don't have to fool with it again. So, with that said, there's a few moving parts that we do need to cover. So, a portal page allows us to create a page that's customized for our client experience. So I'm going to pull up this page here. This was created for OneWorld. And we have some hooks that are in the page itself. So here we have welcome and then a company hook. And then we have hi and a first name hook. We have some paragraph to welcome them and let them know what they can experience on this page. We have our company logo. And then we have some hooks down here that pull data from show operations. So this shows all quotes that would be assigned to that client, all invoices assigned to the client, any closed invoices assigned to the client, and any docs available for the client. Now, you can lay this out however you like, and perhaps you want to do this in the editor for your website. The only thing you do need to make sure is that the logo has a fully qualified name to its path. Otherwise, this logo is not going to show up right. To give you an example of what I'm talking about, let's take a look at the source. So this is what the actual page looks like in terms of code, which looks a little nasty. There's a lot of stuff that's involved here. And we get down to the bottom, we can see a little bit more of the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. That's down in here. Okay. Um, if you really want to make it simplistic, no worries. You could go to a site like this one here. Um, and if you want to take a note of that URL, html edit.squarefree.com. In here, you could actually do the code and see what the results are down here. That way you could just copy and paste this to an editor down the road. So if you wanted to say, welcome, and then we put in the company, you could see the result of what it's going to look like down here. Now, when the client hits this, they're not going to, their company name will be replaced here. So don't worry about that looking all weird. But if you want to just get the basics of your portal down and put in all the hooks that you want, as I mentioned over here, let's remove that. As a matter of fact, we could just copy and paste this whole thing. Let's see what that's going to look like if we went over here and did a paste. Okay, so you can see you could play around with the carriage returns and whatnot. If you want to put in paragraph markers, that will break this up so it doesn't look all one big old block. Um, you could use markers like BR. This really isn't a class in HTML programming, but you get the idea here. So once we have our hooks in place, we've got our code ready to go. And I'm going to go back over to here, copy those hooks real quick, just so that we have something real quick and dirty to work with. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste them. And I'll put carriage returns with the BR marker. After each one so that we get them stacked. You could have them side by side. It's completely however the way you want to work it. So once we have our code in place, we're going to copy and paste that into our text editor. And do that in Notepad. And I'm going to call this file the account name that you log in with .html. So let's just put it in this directory so I know right where to go. So we're going to go, in this case it's called demo.html, but yours might be Frank with a capital F, R-A-N-K with P, capital P if your login name was Frank P. Okay, whatever you use to log into show operations, that's the file name you're going to create. .html, and we'll just put that right in there real quick. And so let's go to show operations, utilities, and we're going to use the upload utility. So that's found down here. We're going to browse and let's go here. Of course, this will be wherever you've saved the document. And put this in help vids. And where did I save that? Oh, right here. Demo.html. Okay, so we're going to open that up and we'll upload, and we can double check. All right, so here we are, and this is our document. It's now listed here. So that's all set. Good news. We can move on to the next step, and that is we need to turn on the flag for a portal page to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over into settings, and we're going to go to the create invoice categories. And then let's say for our birthday party package, we want our clients to be able to get the link to the portal page. So let's go ahead and we're going to go in and edit this. And we're going to tick this box right here that says create portal link and update invoice message. Okay, back to this. So we've now turned on the flag for the birthday party package page. And in this case, what we're going to do is I'm going to load up that test account. Come over to here. And we're going to create an event just from today's date. And we'll put $1. And we're going to select travel fee. Oh, sure, why not? It's filled in. If you were using Chrome, then this would be filled out for you. Booked, assigned to, and the event type, birthday party package. We're going to add the event. And you can see here we could go to the portal page ourselves. When we send the invoice to the client, it'll have the link to the portal page. If we did not turn on that flag for this type of an event, then they would just be sent an invoice link. So let's go to the portal page and see what she looks like. There it is from the data we posted. And you can see here that we have our invoice. This is the invoice ID number, and if we were to click on this, we would bring up the invoice. But I don't have an image set up on this, so I don't want it to go wonky on us. So actually, let's see what happens. Well, I did put an invoice graphic in there. There we go. So we could see the invoice here. This is a generic invoice, birthday party package, $1, travel 10, gives the opportunity to pay a deposit or the invoice. We could turn that on and off in our when we're creating the event as well, by the way. So let's go back, portal page, the raw one, and here's the one the customer sees. Now we don't have any documents listed here, and I want to go into that real briefly. Let's see. Okay, so here are some of the flags that we can add in here, including the docs one that I don't have listed. But down here is something I want to draw your attention to. So when we're putting docs up into show operations, we can use this marker in the file name, and when we use general in front of the file name, it means that all clients are going to get that particular document. So if we have a headshot or we have a document that's applicable to every single client you have, put general in front of the file name and upload it that way, and that way it will show up in the drop down list on your docs drop. Okay, if we had files that were specific to an event type, like in this case birthday party package, we would need to put the event type name in these brackets, and it has to match exactly as it shows up in your drop down. Anything different and it's not going to show up to the client. So please make sure that if you're using a special code, whatever you see in the event type drop down in your client screen, use that exact verbiage here so that they match and the document will be displayed to the client. Finally, you can actually use the client's invoice number. Let's say there's um, a particular document that's specific to that event. No one else is going to see it. So by putting in the invoice ID number, which is found on the client, so we saw it in the invoice itself. We see that here. It's actually 24. Ignore the alpha number, the alphabetic character in front of this. That's just so that we keep everybody's invoices separate from one another in case they're booking multiple clients. Let's say you use the same agency as some other artist. We're using alphanumerics in front of your ID numbers or in front of your invoice numbers so it doesn't confuse the end clients. Okay, so 2-4 would have been what we would have thrown in if, let's say, we had a contract. We could put open bracket 2-4 close bracket and then the word contract .doc or whatever type of file you want, a PDF, whatever. And that way only that client for that particular event is going to see that document in their dropdown. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully. And that's how you create your portal pages. If you get stuck on this, feel free to drop us a note or give us a call. We'll be happy to help walk through it with you because I know it's a little bit more involved than the rest of it. But as I said, once you get that page set up the way you like it, how it looks and whatnot, then it's easy sailing. One way I've done it in the past also is I might go to my actual page. Let's say I go to let's go to One World. And since One World is using a WordPress document, perhaps I want my portal page to look exactly like the rest of the website. I can easily do that. I would just merely right click, view the source, copy all the source, and then go in and edit out the stuff that I didn't need. I'd look down to where the human readable script is. See, we achieve our goals by placing drums and percussion. Okay, so we look at where that is. We achieve our goals. So if, let's say, we wanted our dialogue to say welcome, then we could put the company bracket. So we just basically are snagging all the source code from this page and then swapping out the markers that we need so that it looks right. Anyway, like I mentioned, if you get stuck with this, feel free to give us a call. We'll be more than happy to walk you through it. It's probably the hardest part of the setup for show operations, but once you get the concept, then we're good to go. And your clients will definitely like having everything in one place, and it's really handy for you to be able to offer them um, that ability to have all their documents in one location. All right, I hope this video has been helpful for you.